Hello, folks. Welcome to the Night Sky Imaging YouTube channel. We are outside working on, guess what? We're working on Jupiter again. So I will keep this telescope on the mount number one until I'm able to get some decent pictures of Mars. And tonight, the Great Red Spot is going to start transiting anytime now. So I'm going to start imaging Jupiter for another hopeful GIF that will be a time-lapse movie of the Great Red Spot as it transits across Jupiter. So that is the plan. And so let's also head over to scope number one, but before we do that, let's begin. And now you know you're watching the Night Sky Imaging YouTube channel, as if you did not know. So we have Jupiter, and let's head over to WinJupos. And this is real time, and in the corner you can see the Great Red Spot already beginning. So this is 9 o'clock. So 10, 11. So 4 hours from now, which will be 12, the Great Red Spot will have completely transited the face of Jupiter. And I'll be stopping it probably around 11. Let's go back to 11. Maybe 11:30. There's 11:30. Because I'm going to start it when it's about right here. It'll be pretty easy to see. And that's, again, the plan. Let's go back to minimize WinJupos and go back to Jupiter. Also tonight, besides imaging Jupiter, I am planning on heading over to the Triangulum Galaxy, which is M33. In fact, I'm already there, and I'm going to go ahead and start imaging. Whoops. Back to M33. Okay. Why is that doing that? One more time. I'm moving windows around that you guys can't see. That's part of the streaming software. So let's now head back once again to Sequence Generator Pro, where we will be imaging this galaxy right here, the Triangulum, and I'm getting that started right now. I'm already actually guiding on it with some okay guiding. We're at 0.66 RMS total. These are too far off for my liking. They should be reasonably the same, close. So my stars might look, when you closely examine them, they might look a little oblong, because one in RA is twice as much as declination, and that's never a good thing. But as we're real low in the sky, and as the night passes, those should get closer, counting on it. I can fix bloated stars more than I can fix oblong stars. About all I can do is remove them. Okay, so we're guiding on the triangulum, and so let's go ahead and let's make sure we're there. Let's slew. Let's center again. Welcome, guys. This is Jupiter. While that's centering on the Triangulum Galaxy, we'll sit here and watch Jupiter. This is a live view of Jupiter. I'm going to start imaging in 5 minutes. Let's head back and start this other imaging session. Let's stop our guiding. And let's head back. We're off 247 pixels in right ascension and 49 in declination. Okay, we're off 2 pixels in RA, 3 pixels in DEC. Let's run it. We're going to do the luminance filter, 75 of those. No, let's make it 100. We're going to take 100 images at 45 seconds, 100 at 60 seconds of red, 100 green that are 60 seconds long, and 100 blue. 6 hours of imaging the triangulum. We're focusing now. It's running a focus routine for the lume filter. Every time there's a filter change, I have this set up to run autofocus. Every time the temperature drops 2 degrees, I have it also running an autofocus. tonight the temperature is going to go down from in the 70s to in the 40s. So there's going to be a lot of focusing going on tonight. The great red spots right here, probably hard to see unless you're using a computer with a large monitor with high resolution. You are looking at a live view of Jupiter. Yeah, no, I'm using a Mac, but I can't. Uh, I don't use Parallel. I don't use any Windows software loaded on the Mac. I have 4 laptops, and one fairly large and fast laptop sits to my right of me, and I'll use that monitor sometimes when I'm live. Um, I have 3 other laptops, and each one is designated to work with one system that keeps the COM ports uh, happy and me happy too. So the solar telescope and mount have a laptop for solar imaging only, and I do not use that laptop for anything else. And then I have Astro 1 and Astro 2, and Astro 1 is connected to the first mount, Astro 2 to the second mount, and that's um, and they're Windows computers. Now tonight I'm running 2 telescopes, so I have 2 laptops, each one tethered to their designated OTA and mount setup. Each kit, whether it's solar, the deep space, wide field, or the planetary system I'm using here, each kit has a Pegasus, that's Pegasus Ultimate Power Box version 2. And those are attached to the OTA uh, and all of the data cables, data cable from the camera, from the focuser, from the mount, from the dew heaters are plugged into the data ports, and the power connections are also plugged into the Pegasus. And then I have one cable coming out of the Pegasus to my laptop. I have one power cord coming out of Pegasus to AC power. So that's how each of the kits are set up. I am running the laptops, which are about 60 yards from me, 50 or 60 yards from me, and I'm shooting through the entire house because I am situated in a bonus room. I call it my observatory, that is over our garage, and it's in the front of the house. It's in the front left side of the house, and the mounts are in the back, and they're in the far left corner if you're walking outside. So they couldn't be any further from me, and I didn't want it that way, but I'm running from a street light between our two houses. I don't want the street light to influence my telescope directly. So I had to position, and the mounts are up on a hill that are as high as my rooftop before it goes two-story. I use a program called Splashtop for Business, SPLASHTOP, one word, for business, and it gives me remote control over the other three R4 telescopes, and that's the setup. I used a program called Team Viewer. There's a free version, but they would periodically contact me because they thought that I was running a business, and which I'm not. I make YouTube videos because I enjoy doing it. I've not made a nickel, nor will I ever make a nickel off of YouTube. I'm not sure how you make money. I know that you can advertise, which I won't. I think you could put links to the website and have them go there and buy pictures. Now, I do sell pictures, but they thought I was running a business in an indirect sort of way. I guess I was. So we talked, and I decided that I was going to purge all the TeamViewer files. So I think one or two laptops still have TeamViewer loaded, but I'm using Splashtop. And until this last update, I would have written testimonials for Splashtop freely. But since the last update, it's been crashing, and the crash happens with all the computers. 3 of the 4 computers are running Windows 10, and I'll probably make the change with the other one in time. So we are on the planet Jupiter, and I want to go to WinJaPost and see if it's time to start running. Let's go to real time. And so here is our great red spot, and over the next 4 hours it will transit. This will be 4:58, which will be almost 1 o'clock. At 5 o'clock it'll be 1 o'clock. So from 9 roughly until 1 o'clock, this is going to make a trip, and during that time I'm going to be taking continuous videos of Jupiter, and I hope to get another time lapse that will look like, not that, let me go back to, let's see, hang on a minute. See, I took that in September or October. October. Jupiter. This one. I don't think this will run. This won't run on a Mac, a GIF. I don't have the software for it. Oh, yes, I do. I got a mail to. But this is what I did a few weeks ago. Is I took a time lapse, and the scene was pretty good, not great. I haven't had a great scene so far this year to do some real good planetary imaging, but it was what it was. And so I'm hoping to get another one of these with yet better data, and that's the plan. I don't know of a Mac solution, Douglas. I'm not going to stop my big iMac that sits on my desk that I'm currently looking at. You couldn't separate this from me. There isn't any reason I would ever stop using this or replace it with an upgrade. It's just my favorite go-to computer to work on, especially if I'm working on Photoshop, PixInsight, Lightroom, other software, photographic type software. So, and then not last night, but the night before last, I was working on a mosaic, a 2-panel mosaic of the California Nebula, and I'll show you what I have so far. And I'm going to be taking some more of that soon. But here is one of the panels, and here is the other. And I'll be I'll be doing some basic processing, and then I'll stitch them together. I'll show you. But I'm going to add more data. This is 12 hours of imaging time, and I'll end up with almost 13 hours of imaging time, and I'll end up with hang on. We'll find it yet. Okay. Let's see. 601, 602. See, I need to rotate this. I've got them all messed up. Let me do this again. All right, there's one, there's two. So they'll end up being stitched together like that. There's one little window that you can't see, and if I move the mouse over it, it takes me back to my streaming software. So it's going to be overlaid something like that when I stitch them together. So that's a lot of real estate in the sky. So that's what I'm currently working on, but I thought I would take a break from it tonight and just I don't know, I wanted to do something different. So I'm now working on, goodness gracious, I'm sorry I keep doing it, but I'm over here working on the Triangulum Galaxy, which is M33, and There it is. Daggone it. Life. No, 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 no. That's not where I want to go. Okay. So here's the Triangulum. And we'll just put fit to screen. And this is the luminance filter right now. And I'm taking this, let's see, I think we got 6 hours tonight. So we're going to take 100 images of each filter image. So the luminance is 45 seconds. And the reason why that's not 60 seconds is that's pretty much clear glass. The rest of these are filtered, and it's kind of like shooting through sunglasses. The red filter blocks blue and green. The green filter blocks red and blue. And the blue filter blocks the colors red and green. So that's how they work. And then the only color that can show up is the opposing color. So if I'm blocking green and blue, then red will be the color that this will turn out to be. This is M33, and Richard, it's just started. I have 13 loom frames, and you can hardly see it. I'll do a medium stretch, and so it's kind of like that. When this is the plate solve version, so, and this is my field of view with this specific camera telescope combination. So it will be about this size. It won't dominate the whole image, but it'll be a nice size field of view for this particular galaxy. This is this camera has a lot of resolution. Yes, if you had a color camera, you will get a color image. The only thing I would recommend that you get for the camera, and by the way, it's an outstanding camera. I think you're going to be pleased with it. The only thing that you might get is a light pollution filter, an IR UV filter, because at least 2 weeks of the month, the moon's going to heavily influence your images when they're from a one-shot color camera. Optolong, and there's several other companies, but Optolong, OPTOLONG, has the dual band. They're dual band filters that go on one-shot color cameras that isolate hydrogen alpha and oxygen 3. I'm sorry. So you can put that filter on your camera and get hydrogen alpha and oxygen 3. You have to take some pretty long exposures to do so to get good data, but you sure can. So M33 is coming in pretty good, considering we're not at the zenith. Well, I don't know, where are we? We'll find out. Let's look. We are at 43 degrees, so that's getting pretty good. We're right here, and we have 6 hours of imaging, so that's 1 hour, 2, 3, about 4 hours from now we transit. When I'm done doing Jupiter, I will be transiting. So we have 4 hours, 5, 6, 7. So I have 8 hours of imaging time. And with all the focus autofocus runs that we're going to do tonight due to the cold weather coming in, I'll need all of that time to get I'll need 8 hours to get 6 hours of imaging time in. Now, let's go get Jupiter started. And see, we are guiding at about 1.04 RMS, which is, there's nothing I can do about it. It's not great, but it's not making big jerks to my image here, so I'm okay with it. So I'm going to start the imaging session. I'm going to go to Capture, Start Capture. I want to take 4,000 frames. I think I want, Capture. Where'd that go? Capture, Stop Capture, Capture, Cancel, Capture. Oh, hang on. It's already started capturing, and well, let it go. I'll just let it go. I forgot. I think we're going to do like 10 frames. So I want to do about, I'll probably do about 70 movies, 70 AVI files of Jupiter in the next 4 hours that each will be 4,000 frames. And my histogram's looking a little too bright. That's okay. We're over halfway there. So while this is imaging, I am going to head over to the other scope and see if we have, all right, we're taking our first, well, we've already been taking images. We've got the Triangulum coming in. So all is well here. We're good to go. We don't have to spend too much more time on this. I was showing the goal I have for tonight. And let me go back over to the other scope. My goal is to real time is to image the great red spot as it transits. I'll advance it 10 minutes at a time as it transits across the face of Jupiter. And I did that live, not last week, I think it was the week before that. And I put that on I gotta get, let's see, is this it? No. Hang on a minute, I gotta find, okay. I think this is what I want to get. October, it was on the 5th that I did it. So that's what I want to get, another one of these. And we'll see. You'll see that it jumps a couple of times, and it's because some of the scene conditions during the running of this were so bad that I didn't like any of the images of Jupiter. So I had to start deleting, or in my case, I was moving them out of the image sequence for the GIF movie. I didn't realize it was going to be so jumpy, and I don't know what I expected when you start removing parts of a movie, but this is a total of 40 frames, what I'm going to hope to get tonight is between 60 and 70 frames. I'm not going to do, the movies are going to be 4,000 frames long instead of 10,000, which is what I did for this one. I'll keep about 10%. So let's bring back our planet, and we are continuing our coverage of it. I love this time of the year. I get into Mimi's Halloween candy, which I need like a hole in the head. Richard, everything's going fine here. Did you get some imaging time in Chicago or in that neck of the woods last week? Thank you, Douglas. I'm glad to have you on board. Scene is looking okay. I'm wondering how well focused I am. Focusing on planets is just a terrific challenge for me. Yeah, Douglas, you're going to like your camera. I had a RASA 8-inch delivered today, sitting right behind me, with a Celestron electronic focuser. have 25 in the can, 75 to go before we have a filter change. It's time to break it in, Doug. Mute me. That's a bummer on the clouds. We're going to have some cool temperatures for the first time this year. We're going to go down in the low 40s tonight. So it was in almost 80 today and windy. It was a toss-up whether I was going to image tonight because the winds are supposed to be 12 to 22 miles an hour. But so far, I don't think I've had much of a problem with it. Yeah, I wonder what kind of a winter we're going to get. We're going to find out. We get one snow, maybe two snows a year. No more than an inch or two, maybe three. When we do, though, schools are closed. Nobody goes anywhere. We have one remaining in this sequence, and then I'm going to start the capture up again. This time I'll get it right. 30 down, 70 to go. Oh, well, we've had winds, but I took the umbrella, patio umbrella down that was covering up the telescopes. Yeah, you are. Wow. I'm thankful I don't want your snow. Now, we get some tropical winds like Ian come by, but actually the wind I got today was as much as we got from Ian. Okay, we finished this capture, so let's start this again. It's saving it to a folder called capture because I failed to select my target, so I'm just going to leave it that way. Sequence the length I'm going to change to 60. I already have 70, so we're on our way to getting 70 movies, each 4,000 frames from now until midnight. We downsized 5 years ago, and where we lived, I couldn't image in my backyard because of all of our trees. We had a lot of trees in our front yard. We had almost an acre lot, and it was a good ways from my front porch down to the street, and we were kind of on a hill, but the street, when you drove up and down our street, you couldn't see the porch for the hill. That it dropped off, and so you couldn't see it. So I could put my telescopes up, and people would drive by and not know they were up. And because of that, I would leave them out overnight, and I felt pretty comfortable they wouldn't be taken. And even then, I only had a short window to image in. I had mostly the northeastern sky, some of the northwestern sky, but not much. Nothing in the south, and the house was behind me because our house faced east. So when we moved, I told my wife, our kids were all raised, our grandkids pretty much, and so we stayed there longer than probably we should have because it had a pool, hot tub, and the grandkids liked to bring their friends over, and we loved having them. But now it's a lot of work for me, and I just didn't want to fool with that massive yard, all the bushes that have to be trimmed, and keeping leaves out of the pool this time of year was a morning and an afternoon challenge. We sometimes covered it. We had covers, and most of the time we just left it open year round. We used the hot tub year round, and that was outside. It was kind of built in a large deck area in the back, but it was a big 2-story house, and both my wife and I have had hip surgeries. Well, I've had 3 hip surgeries, and she has arthritis, so going up and down the steps, which is where our master bedroom was, plus we pretty much did, well, we didn't either. We had a housekeeper come, some cleaning people come twice a month, but you got to take care of it in the between times. And there were 6 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. And when the grandkids came over, they made a point to use all of them. And they came over they just lived one subdivision over from us. So they all had to be cleaned. We just were ready to stop climbing steps. So we sold that house, and my only requirement, the only thing I cared about, I said, I don't care where we go, as long as we're no closer to the city of Spartanburg than we are right now, preferably further away. And I want to have a 365-degree view of the sky. So I do. Starting at about most of the sky, I could start at 15 degrees, but where Polaris is, that part of the sky, I can't start until it's around 30 degrees. But that's too early to start imaging deep space, not the planets, but deep space. And the planets for me are in the southeast and move across this ecliptic, settle in the west for all of us northern hemisphere people. But I did leave mine out on the front porch, and now I'll leave them out year round. They're on permanent piers. 2 of them are. One's the one I use for, I have an Ioptron ZEQ 25. A ZEQ 25. It's a travel telescope mount, real light, guides real good, and but I don't travel anymore. So a friend of mine is using it. So we are capturing the Great Red Spot. Yeah, they are significant investment. Here I'll take you outside. Right here, and we'll open that up, turn it on. So this is the Celestron AVX mount, and it has 2 solar telescopes on it by Daystar. This is the wide field that's imaging M33, and these are Atlas Pro. Both of these mounts are Skywatcher HEQ6s, which Orion has the black version, but it's really they get it from Skywatcher. And this is called the Atlas Pro EQAZ mount, and both of them are identical. And this is the Celestron 8-inch Edge, and it has a moonlight focuser, as does this, as does the one of the solar telescopes. The Scout doesn't have one. You have these odd things flying around at night that I can't explain, right here. They're being lit up by the infrared light that is coming out of the observation camera. Sometimes they get real close to the camera. But you're right, they are a significant investment. These are the two laptops that I have set up now. This can hold three laptops, and tomorrow I'm going to uncover this and image the sun. There's some pretty good action going on now, unless things change between now and tomorrow morning. And I will put the umbrella up, but throw a towel over these, but I won't put the covers back on, because it's going to be a nice, crisp, cool, sunny day. That's what we've been promised. So I'll be imaging mostly every night. And here is the forecast through Thursday, and I'll refresh this, and we're right here right now. The winds have died down. Sometime around 5 a.m. they're going to pick up, but the temperature is gone from 60 degrees an hour ago, and it'll go down to 40. So that's a 20, well, that's tomorrow morning, but it's going to, well, it will be 20-degree temperature change since I started imaging. And since I refocus every 2 degrees, there's going to be 10 autofocus runs as the temperature drops. Yeah, I'll stream the sun. I have quite a few videos up, live streaming sessions of the sun. But yeah, when I image, that's what I enjoy doing, and sharing what I'm looking at with folks. So there's our Triangulum M33 Galaxy, and here's Jupiter. It's in for a pretty long night. We're going to make a good video. Thank you, Douglas. Glad you're enjoying it. I'm about to eat my candy allotment for tonight. Yeah, go to sleep. We had some pretty cloudy days. A pretty cloudy day today, Douglas. It was. I was at. Somebody put on our Discord page. What are they? What asked the question? What will we be imaging tonight? And I answered, I probably won't be imaging anything. As cloudy as it is, and as windy as it is, but it's all cleared out and calmed down. See how much room I'm going to have. So, I'm going to probably have to delete, which is okay. I've already moved them over, so let's remove. The 14th and the 15th. Now we have plenty of space. I do this because I end up having buffering problems, but here's what we have tonight. So we have 21 videos so far that are almost 5 gigabyte files. 5 million kilobytes or 5 gigabyte. Yeah, we're supposed to have clear skies tomorrow, Richard, so I'll probably start going solar around 10 o'clock in the morning. The sun transits here around 1:15, so I'll be doing a time lapse of the prominence or some solar flares that is going on. Here we go. Let me refresh this NSO page, and let's say here's a 3-minute-old view of the sun. It's dark in some of these places now, so right down here is where I'm going to be imaging this section right here. And I'll play the video. You can see that there's some cool movement, and then there's some filament changes going on right here on the surface, and some nice flare activity on the rim. So that's what I'm hoping to get tomorrow morning. So if you guys are where you can tune in, I'll be imaging the sun tomorrow, if the clouds continue to do what they're supposed to do. Okay, we're back to Jupiter, and we'll just sit and watch it for a few minutes. You got me now? So, still don't have any voice, huh? Okay. So you've got me coughing, but no voice. Now some things I don't buy. I'm not buying that. What I did was I was eating candy that I snitched from the Halloween candy bag, and I didn't want the internet world to watch me chewing, so I took myself out of the picture and muted it. Now forget to unmute it. So anytime you see I'll put them. Now you can hear me really good. Yes? Weird stuff. Kind of got that bass like a guy off of, what is that group? Oak Ridge Boys. Enough of that. I won't be photographing the Gaffney game, Marvin. I have a granddaughter that's playing in a concert, so I'm gonna go see her. I have 2 photographers that I'm gonna send to the game. This is a live view of Jupiter, and we're also imaging the Triangulum, which is M33. It's a face-on spiral galaxy. It's a pretty cool galaxy. Here was the plate solve view of it. And this is image number 57. We're still in the luminance channel. And we have 57 down, 43 to go, and then we'll switch to red, refocus, and start imaging. The color filtered images will be 60 seconds long. The luminance image is 45 seconds long. Takes about an hour and 20 minutes for the light from Jupiter to reach my camera sensor. Saturn's about it's 365 million miles away. takes half as much time, but it's not nearly as large or as bright. I cannot remember from night until morning to rotate my telescope. We need to go counterclockwise, about 25 degrees, 20 degrees. I just got to remember to do that so that I don't have to rotate it in post-processing. Save me a step. I say that every night I'm streaming on Jupiter. I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to keep the Edge telescope with the 2.5 times power mate by Tel Aviv. I'm going to keep that on until I get some images of Mars, and then I'll take that off and either put the new Rasa on or the Vixen, probably the Vixen at 625 millimeters. No more candy. Mm-mm. No, it needs to move counterclockwise just a little so that it will look like this. This is the angle I want this at. It is, it is, it is. Let's go back and right now a real-time preview shows the great red spot right here, and and it's right here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. I can see it much better than you guys can because I don't have the compression going on that YouTube uses, or Facebook. Facebook's worse. No, I think it's about 20 about 20 degrees, maybe 25 should do it. I'm going to tie a string around my finger and try to remember to do that tomorrow. Yep. Bingo. remember to unmute myself. Testing, 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 test. Okay, had some feedback. Okay. If you're just joining, we're on a 7D AVI file mission of the Great Red Spot as it transits the face of Jupiter. Oh. I'm reading it, Douglas. That sounds good. I'm not a drinking. There's not an alcoholic drink that I can honestly say I like, and I don't like the feeling of not being in control. And that harkens back to my college days. Long time ago. Real long time ago. I graduated from Florida State in 1967. Oh, we don't need this anymore. I am back. You're more than welcome, Douglas. We have some really good friends that live in Buffalo, New York. They moved from Charlotte. Their mom and dad are our best friends. Jupiter is it's going to transit. Well, let's look about the time I finish it up. Let's pay attention to when there before I get in trouble. I'm booting up some software, and that's what you're seeing. The blank page while it boots. Okay. M Okay, here's Jupiter, and it's going to transit in an hour. So about 11:30, is that right? This is the pinwheel Triangulum Galaxy that we're imaging tonight. And Jupiter's going to transit at 11:45. So that will be when I take my last picture of Jupiter. Mars is right here. And it is right now at 5 degrees. So it's not possible to image it, but let's move time ahead until 11. It's 11:49, and Mars will be, when I stop imaging Jupiter, Mars will be 19 degrees. Yeah, it's good to see it. It's a faithful bright light in the sky. So I'm going to wait probably. I would like to have Mars more around the 30-degree range, which is right here at this green line. And next month, November, if we move, let's go ahead to next month at this time, then Mars will be, I'll be able to image Mars at 9:30. 1 month from today at 9:30, Mars will be right there. And I'm anxious to get some Mars. So I'm going to have the Edge and the 2.5x Barlow Teleview PowerMate and the 224 ASI camera. I'm going to have it up until I get some images of Mars. I've got a lot of Saturn this year, a lot of Jupiter, and I want to get quite a few Mars, because I'll start actually working on the data during these cloudy, overcast winter days and nights. I just collect it now and process it when the skies are unimageable, not imageable, when I can't image. So, okay, let's go back and make sure Jupiter's still hanging. And it is. And let's run over and check our other telescope and see what we have. 19 left before we go red. I plan to image live every night this week if the clouds allow it. And it looks like they will. So I'll be live again tomorrow night. If I'm imaging, I'm usually live. It's just as easy for me to click a switch. Yeah, everything's back ordered. We ordered let me see, I'll bring up what we ordered. You wouldn't believe what uh, I ordered in the last, a year ago. Let me, a year ago, I ordered from High Point Scientific, Paramount MX, a Celestron 14-inch, a Skywatcher Spree 80 millimeter, a Celestron 7X reducer for the Edge, a Daystar Combo Quirk Chromosphere, a Stellarvue 50 guide scope, a Teleview 2 PowerMate, Teleview 9M Nagler eyepiece, da 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 da. That's page one. And we've gotten everything, and then we ordered moonlight focusers for both of the kits. And this is page two. A moonlight focuser for the Edge, a refractor focuser by Moonlight, and a reducer for the Spree. And that was over a year ago. We ordered this equipment for Fair Forest Middle School Observatory. We have a middle school that has a planetarium and an observatory that is state of the art. The planetarium will seat 110, maybe 120. They're like theater chairs that lean back so that you're looking at the ceiling. The sound system is just incredible. And they have purchased multiple videos, laser shows that are videos and laser shows that are, they're very pricey. They run between $10,000 and $20,000 a piece. These shows on astronomy, planets, distant galaxies, and nebula. And it's a great learning center. And then they've got it on the human body. There's one in particular that they bought that you climb on a red blood cell and you go through the entire human body, and you actually feel like you're in a wash of red blood as you move through the body. It's incredible. And the planetarium show itself is, if you weren't fascinated by astronomy after watching those, you would be encouraged to explore more about it. And then there's an observatory out back that they built, a domed observatory, and I'm going to run that for them for a year or two until I can find somebody that can run it. We're going to open it up to the public, and I'll be able to control it from my home. So it's we're going to have the public. They'll be able to come in the planetarium and sit down, and we'll be able to stream everything that's going on in the observatory, because it's a nice sized dome, but you couldn't put but maybe 15 people in there comfortably. And so on weekend nights, we're going to open it up to the public, and they can come to the planetarium, and it'll be free for them, and they can see everything that I'm doing in the observatory, and so it'll be a lot of fun. We're waiting on the 14-inch edge, and I ordered that from High Point. Let's go back to Jupiter, and there it is. Yeah, it's quite a facility. Let me see if I can find. Oh, this is the filter set that I have that goes in the Raza. This is the Starzona filter drawer, and then I have the filters for narrowband and LRGB. I have some dual filters too, so I can still do narrowband with the Rasa. Oh, here's the Rasa. They came in. I'm trying to find this is when I did the when we did the solar eclipse. This is my old front yard. This is the ZEQ 25 mount, my portable mount. And this is a Nikon 2x400 f4 lens and a Nikon D800E that's been modified for astrophotography. Look where it has to sit in order to be balanced. This is where we used to live. That's my daughter free climbing up in the mountains. That's my backyard. See, this is where my mounts are, and this is when we first moved here. This is all grown. We planted all of this, and this is all grown up. But this is where my pier is. It's on the far left of my home. And you can see I got a good clear view of the sky. That's the Rasa that just came in. But where is... there's a profile picture. I'm trying to click on images that will tag on. That's the football field from the high school. Yes, I'll be doing solar tomorrow live. Richard. Yep. I make these posters up for the high school. Well, let me go up to somewhere in here I have a picture of the dome and me in the dome at Fair Forest, and this is the picture of Andromeda that I took with that Nikon 200x400. It's one of my favorite. I didn't want to open Photoshop. but this is one of my favorite images of Andromeda, and I took that at my other house with that Nikon 200 by 400. I've sold several hundred of these in the last 7 or 8 years. Oh, I don't want Photoshop. Let's just close Photoshop. Alright. Here's some solar flares that I shot time-lapse of. Let's see. Telescopes, telescopes, telescopes. That's my dog right behind me, Astro Dog. Since 2009, this is I've had as many as 4 telescopes. I've had as many as 4 telescopes on the platform, well, up at the platform, and 2 down here at the lower level when we've had people over doing stuff. There's the Telegizmo covers on a rainy day. There's one of the snows that we get in our neighborhood. There's my truck. Yeah. Neowise. Took a mess of those. Yeah. Solar. This solar flare isn't doing it justice. This thing at one point was shooting up in this area. I've got some pictures of it. That's not the right one though. That's photoshopped. I put the sky in that. Well, these are the my solar scopes, the Daystar and the Quark Chromosphere. That's what's out there imaging now. Well, yeah, it doesn't matter. I can't find it. I'll look for it. You can get an idea of the size of the dome Fairfar's put in. Yes, sir. I'll be imaging live tomorrow about 10 o'clock in the morning. I may start earlier, but I should be imaging by 10. I got some work to do in the morning earlier that I should do tonight, but I'm not. 4 more to go and we'll have a filter change. It just hit me about 2 weeks ago. I was telling a live streaming group of chatters about the people that stayed at the Holiday Inn, which was my first real, well, it was my first job where I really made some money. Not picking corn or baling hay, but making some money when I was in high school. And the Alfonso Vetrano and Max Richards held up banks. I was thinking if any of those folks or their siblings, because they had children, they stayed with them. They were babies. They had 2 cribs in their rooms. If they ever have grown up and are listening to this, they may come down and start looking for me for putting their papa away. It's a long story. If you're hearing this for the first time, just had bank robbers stay at a Holiday Inn that I was working at, and I got to know them real well. I became their bellboy while I was in high school, and they used me for everything. Turned out they were bank robbers, and I connected the dots in trial. In the headlines of the Orlando Sentinel, bellboy key witness in Vetrano trial, and he went to jail. So if his family's still out and about and they happen to be in astronomy and stumble on this stream, how weird would that be? Be talking about their folks. See, I was like 16. They were probably in their early 30s, and they were probably in their early 30s, so I'm 78, so they would be 95, in their late 90s. They wouldn't be. They're not here. They lived a rough life, but their kids or grandkids may be here. I should keep my mouth shut, shouldn't I? Funny. Let's go back and watch Jupiter. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. So we're changing filters, and now it's gonna autofocus with the red filter, and it's taken the first image. The first image is a defocused image. It defocuses by 70, 80, 90, 100 steps, and then it moves the focuser in about 10 steps at a time and takes another picture, and the focus should improve. If it does, then it keeps going down from 8 something half flux radius to 5.6 something half flux radius, and it should, so it keeps coming in, and the focusing stars get smaller. This is the V curve that you look for when you run your autofocusers. So now we're almost at we're at 2.04 half flux radius. I'm looking over here. close to 1.8. It's taking another exposure. 1 second left. And then, so we're at 0.9 or 1.12 with a 99% assurity that we'll be at 17 steps. 7,917 steps will be the step size for the focuser. Now it's focusing in, doing the same thing. It's moving the focuser inward 10 steps at a time, and it'll gradually defocus to these bigger stars, and where those lines intersect, now it's saying that the focuser should be set at 7,915 steps. And it's taking another one. And another one. This will be the last one, and then it'll validate. It should be the last one. Then it'll validate the exposure. Yeah, it's taking a validation exposure. So with a quality rating of 96, it's going to move the focuser to 7,911 steps. And I should be getting a half flux radius in the 1.9 range, but it'll be better than that. So it's settling and taking some time to do that. And I'll restart PhD2. So it's going to restart down here, the guiding, and then start imaging again. So far we've been imaging for 1 hour and 55 minutes. We have almost 5 hours left. And it's 11 o'clock, so we should be done around 5:30, say. Because of all the focus routines we're going to have to run tonight with the temperature changes. And I know we're going to run it at least 2 more times for the red and green, blue. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drop this down to 80. And I'm going to add some hydrogen alpha. Oh, we want light. And we're going to do 242nd. And let's just do 15. Alright. How does that work? Yeah. So we're going to take fewer red, green, and blue to make up some time so we can get some hydrogen alpha in. The other day when I imaged live, I shot Andromeda, and that ended up looking like, let's go to Astro 4 hard drive, to October, and here is Andromeda. And I added a good bit of hydrogen alpha to that image. It sure is a pretty galaxy. But that's what we imaged last week. If you were with me live, this was one of them that we were imaging. The other one that we imaged was in September. No, wasn't either. It's in early October when we were doing the Jupiter time lapse. We did IC 1848. That's a pretty area too. I like this part of the sky. And we also imaged, let's see, we did Jupiter, Saturn. Here's a Saturn. We did. I really like this part of the sky. A lot of nebulosity. There's more nebulosity than I got. This isn't a real good job. I don't know why it was. I got like 15 hours of data, but I know. Well, the moon was giving us a fit last week too. So I don't know. Sometimes you get it, and sometimes you don't. But Andromeda, though, it turned out fine. And let's see, we did that. That's Andromeda, and then yesterday, let's see, last night and the night before, I've been working on this mosaic, and I'll just take you over to PixInsight. It's easier, and this is what I'm doing. This 2-panel mosaic. So I got to stitch them together. And they're probably going to be more like that. I have plenty more work to do before I start stitching. It'll all be in the linear state. I even stitch in the linear state if I'm using PixInsight. And I will be using PixInsight. So that's the plan. See if I can something's wrong with the geometry of these, and I'm not sure. I'll let PixInsight sort it out. I'll work on that tomorrow. Let's find out how many more we've got to go. It's 11:10. The scene is not good now. Wow. Can't hardly see the bands. The great red spot's right here. I just think this is not going to turn out so good. But I want to have this GIF movie. It's going to look like this. Hopefully. I was hoping that I'd have better data and it would be a more detailed looking transit of the Great Red Spot. That's 10,000 miles across. You could put 3 Earths inside that easily. maybe 4 Earth-sized planets. It's a typhoon. Been watching it for several hundred years, and they think it goes back even to like 700 years ago, 700,000 years ago, the storm brewing. Glad our storms don't last that long. No, it doesn't look good. It just looks like it's out of focus, but I haven't changed a tempted to start messing around with the focuser. After this one finishes, which it's at 3,300 frames, and at 4,000 it'll change. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to play around with the focuser. Okay. I waited too late. I'm just going to stop. All right. Let's see, we're at 1,230 steps. I need to remember that. 1,230. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right, and a 0. All right, I should be able to do that. So let's change this to 10 steps at a time, and let's try moving in. And let's look at it. Okay, I'm going to drive you crazy a minute here. I'm going to be moving some windows. And get rid of that one. Okay, put our crosshairs back. And I'm going to go up here to some focus aids, and we're going to try contrast edge, and we're going to move this box. Let's move it here, and let's just raise our black threshold until we start seeing okay, I see it now. Let's go down. Okay. Let's do it over 1 second. Alright, now let's move the focuser in. Let's see, our best is 2.7. Let's go in some more. Let's go in another 10 steps. Let's go in another 10 steps. Oh, we bet we've improved it. We're 2.8 now. Let's go into another 10 steps. 2.809. We need to go back. Well, this says we're, all right, let's try, let's put this right in the center. Okay, I'm going to drop the exposure down a little bit. I hate to do that, but I'm going to, I'll use linear fit in PixInsight to, there we go. I'll use linear fit to match the exposures from one TIFF file to the next TIFF file, because they're going to have to be. I've just lowered the exposure, which I should have did this. I should have done this when I first started. But it's gotten a little brighter over the evening. Because it's gotten darker outside and the contrast is so much better. All right, we can get rid of this. It doesn't look better, does it, the focusing? We went from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1170. Wow. I just can't be right. I'm going to go back out. And eyeball it. It actually looks better. So much for the focusing routine. Let's go. Let's leave it right there. All right, let's start our capture up. How many do we have? don't need the text files. I need to go ahead and just change my settings so I don't get them. We have 64. I wanted 70. So we were close to getting them. All right, let's, it's 11:20. Let's go get them. We're going to, let's do 20 more at 4,000. Bingo. Focus does look better. Yeah, I think so, Douglas. Eyeballing it. I have a trick that I use when I'm imaging the sun to focus on the sun. The sun's another difficult target to get the focus right. Okay, we should have a few reds. We do. We got 15. Let's see what they're looking like. Looking pretty good. Wonder what time the moon's coming up. Let's go over here. Oh, we got to go to now. Now, use current time. Here's the moon. It's about 50% lit up right now, and so we've got. It won't be a problem. It won't be a problem. It won't be a problem until now. It's a problem. That's 3 o'clock. Okay. And I won't nearly be done. I'll be done with this, but I won't nearly be done with this. And but I'll be taking hydrogen alpha. So let's click off of this. This is 3 hours. So some of the blue's going to be affected by the sun. The HA, by the moon. The HA won't be. So I probably should drop this to 70, 70, 70 so I can get those out of the way before the moon's a threat. Then I can image this again tomorrow night and double up on the exposure and get another 15 HA. That's probably what I should do. I'm sold. That's what I'm doing. I'm fighting. I'm running from the moon is what I'm doing. Okay. So in 3 hours and 23 minutes, looking at the clock, I still will probably have a few, let's see. Okay, well that's the new plan. From 100 red, green, and blue to 70 red, green, and blue. And then tomorrow night I'll do the same. Well, I don't need more than 100 L's. So tomorrow night I just want color. So I'll keep 100, and tomorrow night we'll end up with at least 140 red, green, and blues, and 30 HAs, and that'll be 5. Let's see, we've been imaging for 2 hours, 6 hours. That'd be 12 hours of total M33 data, and that should work really well. Guiding's going okay, I guess. I haven't looked. We're at 74 RMS. That's fine. Could it be better? Yep. But with these mounts, I can't complain. We're at 101 on Jupiter. That's okay. It hadn't gone anywhere, and that's good. So as soon as I finish this session here on Jupiter, I'm going to bed. Get up early, get my picture orders out, breakfast, and boot up the solar telescope. Great red spot's right here. Let's real time it. Yep, that's where it is. If AutoStacker didn't take so much time on this laptop, I would go ahead and process a couple of these Jupiters just to see what I had. Tell you what, we got nothing else to do, so I need to bring up Castrator first. Close some windows. I got everything open. And Pegasus. Where's Castrator? Here we go. Nah, that's not. Castrator, where are you? I know I have it on here. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay, let's open one of the file. Let's open one of the files. So we want to go to PC, external drive, planetary, and let's just open the first one, and let's give it some breathing room. And we want grayscale to Bayer checked. Let's process it. What I'm doing now is cropping a video. I'm getting rid of all that background night, which just makes an enormously large file size. It's finished. So now let's go to Auto Stacker, and I know I've got it out here. Maybe I don't. Okay. I was pretty sure I had a copy of that on my desktop with Registacks. So let's no. Let's try something else. Let's see, we want to go to C drive. Actually, let's go to downloads. But I don't have it. Never downloaded it. Okay. I never used the laptop outside to process anything, but I thought I'd downloaded it. I always bring them in on this faster laptop that sits next to me. Well, so much for that. Our driver software. See what the temperature is. It's still in the 50s. That's not too bad. The dew point's 39. That's better. We may not have moisture for a long, long time if we have any at all tonight. Huh. Only drawing 1.3 amps to run this. Okay. We have 9 remaining. What time we're going to transit? I don't think I'll get the 9 in. Jupiter is about to transit right now. And let's see. 11:47 and it's 11:38. Let's see what's going on outside. And turn on the observation camera. Yeah. The weights are horizontal, so we are at the meridian right now. I want y'all to tell me what these lights are right here, flying around. I don't know if you can see them. There they are. Looks like the eyes of a ghost. If you can figure out what they are. Douglas, I think it might be in the programs. AutoStacker and RegiStack will show up in the applications. Okay, good night to you, Douglas. I'm about ready to go too. I'm going to have to either flip the mount or stop guiding because I'm hitting the meridian. I'm going to go ahead and it's about to finish. I'm going to go ahead and stop capture when it does. So we have stopped everything, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. I'll be back tomorrow morning when I start live streaming the sun. That's going to be around 10 a.m. in that neighborhood. Don't hold me to exactly 10. It might be 9:30, it might be 10:30. But there's a lot going on the sun, and I want to start imaging it for a time lapse on some activity on the rim of the sun, some flares. So that's the plan. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great night, and see you in the morning.